Hello, folks, and welcome into College Football Now. I am your host, Tom Downey, and as we do every Sunday, we've got a brand new AP Top 25 to break down and reveal for you. We'll go 1 to 25 and also feature those receiving votes. No changes here at the top. Number 1, the Clemson Tigers. Number 2, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Georgia's number 3. LSU's 4. Oklahoma is number 5. Number 6, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Number 7, Notre Dame. Number 8 is Auburn. Number 9, Florida. And then our first change, Utah. They are the new number 10 in the AP Top 25. They have replaced number 11, Michigan, as Michigan slides down one spot. Number 12 is Texas. No change there. Same with number 13, Penn State. Although it is now a tie. Penn State, after barely beating Pitt, and for Wisconsin, continuing to be, well, Wisconsin on their bye week, I should say, they are now both tied for 13th. 15th, they move up 2 spot. UCF, you're in the top 25 after you beat up on Stanford. Oregon, they actually drop a spot to number 16. So does A&M down to number 17. Iowa slides up 1 spot to number 18. Then Washington State at number 19. These teams are all rising, by the way. Boise State up from 22 to number 20. Virginia, they are now number 20 after they came back to beat Florida State for the first time since 2011. Washington is number 22. I don't know why. Cal, who beat Washington head-to-head, is 1 spot behind them at number 23. Arizona State, they took down Michigan State. They are now number 24. And TCU, number 25. The first team receiving votes then, that is Kansas State after they beat Mississippi State. Oklahoma State, go Pokes Dillon. They are number 27 with 51 votes. Army, I don't know why Michigan State got votes. Memphis, Wake Forest, also among the receiving votes teams here. BYU, Iowa State, don't know why. Temple, Mississippi State, and then 2 teams got, well, I guess 1 team got 2 votes and 1 team got 1 vote. App State and Minnesota, respectively, just barely sneaking in on the receiving votes of the AP Top 25. All right, guys, if you want to bet on college football, like I do, I almost hit my 3-2 underdog parlay. Did not work, though, in the end. Chatsports.com/bet and use promo code CFB120. That gets you a 120% deposit bonus. What that means is you put down $50, they're going to give you $60 for free. You will not find a better betting deal out there than the one on BetDSI. That's chatsports.com/bet. Promo code is CFB120. Again, that promo code CFB120. All right, guys, a big matchup coming up this weekend. Notre Dame, number 7 in the nation, at number 3, Georgia. Let me know in the comments section, who do you guys have? Let me know. Type N for Notre Dame, G for Georgia. A great note here from producer Alicia. Georgia is actually adding extra seats to the game because they want everybody there they possibly can. So let me know in the comments, guys. N for Notre Dame and G for Georgia. Before we get back to the AP Top 25, because we'll go through it again for you, some of the notable winners and losers this week from college football. So on the winner's side, how about the top 8 teams? They were impressive. We'll get to those scores here in a second. Look, maybe it's not a surprise given the level of competition, but the top 8 teams look good. Clemson, they took down Syracuse. Bama, South Carolina. Georgia shut out Arkansas State. LSU, in what really shouldn't even been played, they destroyed Northwestern State there. That one was no surprise at all. But the entire top 8 there was very effective for college football, and that's good, I guess, for the top teams. Also, big winners, how about the entire state of Kansas? Yes, well, I guess at least the 2 main programs. Kansas and Kansas State. Shoutouts are well earned there. Kansas, who is terrible at football, they went on the road and beat Boston College. And just beat them. They blew them out of the water. 48-24. BC was a 21.5-point favorite. It is KU's first road win since 2008. Well done there, Jayhawks. And also Kansas State, 31-24. That is Kansas State's first Power 5 road win, by the way, since 2004. Both of those very impressive. Or since 2011, sorry, 2011 for Kansas State there. It was the other ones for Kansas there. All right, some of the losers here, folks, around the college football. So one more winner. That is Central Florida. Now, not as big of a winner because Stanford is no longer that high quality of a win, but it is still a big win for Central Florida. The knock on them is they haven't played good teams. You did everything you can, right? You got a good program in Stanford to come play you, and you beat them impressively, by the way. 45-27, a big win there for Central Florida. Now, as for the losers side of things, because unfortunately there are some losers here, how about really the entire ACC? Well, I guess minus Clemson, because Clemson is still great. But the rest of the ACC, it's bad, guys. It doesn't look good. They don't look competent at all. It's frankly ugly. First off, if you're Boston College, obviously we shouted out Kansas. But if you're BC, how do you lose at home to Kansas 48-24? And then NC State, I thought they were going to beat West Virginia. They clearly did not. The Citadel beat Georgia Tech in what I will call the Paul Johnson revenge game. I know Paul Johnson's not there at the Citadel, but Georgia Tech leaves the triple option. Then they get beat by a triple option team. Pitt tried against Penn State, came up short. At least Virginia won, although it was a narrow one against Florida State, who continues to just look terrible out there. All right, two other losers here. How about Maryland? I had kind of bought into the hype. They looked pretty good against Syracuse. Maybe Syracuse just isn't all that good, because Maryland, after scoring on everybody for the first 2 weeks of the college football season, went to Temple and could only put up 17, two of them, by the way, coming on a safety at the very end of the game. A pair of goal line stands to the Temple defense, the big reason why the Owls pulled off the upset against number 21 Maryland, at least formerly number 21 Maryland. Also, Michigan State. Look, that offense is gross. The kicking game was also gross. Sparty, they got to get it figured out. They didn't run the ball that effectively. How do you only end up with 7 points against Arizona? That doesn't make any sense to me at all. So that was a very disappointing showing on that front for Michigan State. Speaking of the Big Ten, who do you guys have? Let me know in the comments section. Number 11, Michigan, at number 13, Wisconsin. Give me an M for Michigan and a W for Wisconsin. Let me know in the comments section. Should be a fantastic game, and it is absolutely must-watch football. Now, while you're watching that game and other major college football games and NFL games, for example, NFL games today, get rid of commercials. Get over to chatsports.com/mytv. Download it now. Get rid of commercials during the Sunday NFL games, during the Monday games, and, of course, for the rest of the college football season. Instead of the same boring commercials you've seen half a dozen times, if not more, get videos from Chat Sports sent right to your TV, and yes, it'll get you back before the game zooms. All right, guys, one more time here through the AP Top 25 poll. Number 1 is Clemson. Number 2 is Alabama. Number 3 is Georgia. Number 4 is LSU. Oklahoma's number 5. No changes on that front. I do want to shout out, though, the play of LSU quarterback Joe Burrow. Now, it was Northwestern State. Of course, they blew him out of the water. That one was no surprise. But Burrow has taken a distinct step forward in his play, and that was his problem the past couple years, right? It's always been quarterback play. Maybe that's not going to be the problem this year, so I'm very impressed by how Burrow has failed. Ohio State, they are number 6. Notre Dame is number 7. Auburn's number 8. Florida is number 9. And Utah jumps into the top 10. Before we get to the through 11 and beyond here, I want to mention Florida. They had, of course, a starter was Felipe Franks, who was hurt in this game. They were down, I think, fairly substantially. All of a sudden, Kyle Trask comes in and leads them to a comeback win over Kentucky, 29-21, thanks to, frankly, a late garbage time touchdown as well. But for Florida, you're going to have to lean heavily on Trask, because Frank's probably not going to come back this year. All right, number 11, Michigan. Number 12 is Texas. Number 13, both Penn State and Wisconsin, both of those teams are tied for 13th in the AP poll. UCF checks in at 15. Back to Penn State, and they didn't look that good. Pitt was 1-2, or excuse me, 1-1. They're now 1-2. And this is Penn State's lowest point total in a home win since the 2011 season. They didn't look that good. So maybe it was a sleeper game. Maybe we'll blame it on the rivalry side of things. But Penn State, they're going to make a push for the Big Ten title. They have to be better going forward. We mentioned Wisconsin and, of course, UCF as well. Number 16, number 17, two teams with quality losses, Oregon and Texas A&M. Iowa's number 18, they just barely snuck by Iowa State. Washington State's 19, and Boise State is number 20. Virginia, they are number 21. It was a little close against Florida State, probably closer than they would have preferred, but they did find a way to pick up their first win over FSU since 2011. That still counts for something. Now, Florida State did look better, Virginia's Bryce Perkins not as good as I thought he was going to be, but Virginia 3-0 now. They were 25, now they're number 21. They're in position to make some serious noise in the ACC, given how bad the rest of the conference actually is. Number 22, that is Washington. Number 23, you've got Cal there. Arizona State is number 24. And then TCU, they enter the top 25 for the first time this year at number 25. Let's take a look here now at the Heisman Power Rankings, my top 10. Feel free to @ me on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney if you don't like them. But Jalen Hurts, he was not number 1 to open the year. I think he's kind of got to be number 1 right now, though. I know it's been bad competition for Oklahoma, but still, he's been incredible. 80% completion percentage, 880 yards, 9 touchdowns, no interceptions, has been the dynamic guy we know on the ground. It's pretty incredible to me what Lincoln Riley's able to do with quarterbacks. It's insane. So I think Jalen Hurts there at number 1 is fair. Tua, he's number 2. He's still been very impressive. Jonathan Taylor, maybe a bit under the radar, just like number 4, Joe Burrow. Both of them, though, very good players. Trevor Lawrence, the Heisman preseason favorite, I still believe a legitimate threat, but he has not been the second coming that we expected to see early on. 831 yards, that's fine. 5 touchdowns plus a couple on the ground, that's fine, but the completion percentage is a little bit low. The interceptions are high when the competition has not been that good. That's why Lawrence only checks in at number 5. All right, the rest of the top 10 then. Justin Fields, he's there at number 6. Jake Fromm is there at number 7. Travis Etienne, he checks in at number 8. Do not sleep on him. He's been good. Ian Book, Notre Dame, if they win 10 or 11 games, he's going to be in the mix. And finally, quarterback Sam Ehlinger of Texas.